Good afternoon. I'm Channing Moss once again. So social justice. My golden rule for counseling pretty much builds off of the golden rule that was mentioned in the book of, I'm paraphrasing, do unto others as you would have a counselor do unto you, or how somebody you would like somebody to counsel for you. Um, I would say that my golden rule would be gain perspective before trying to implement action. I think a lot of times people want to go in and attack problems or deal with problems and provide solutions from their own value system, not necessarily taking into account the value system that's held by the client. So with students in impoverished areas, there's a culture of poverty that doesn't really align with my values because I don't understand since I didn't grow up in poverty. Um, and it can cause a culture clash. A Bible verse that I find to be very um, well in touch with the philosophy that I have with social justice. It's kind of slightly unconventional, but when I explain it, it'll make more sense. 1 Corinthians 9:19 through 23, and in the interest of time, I'm just going to read the last 22, actually. This is where Paul's talking about how he uses his freedoms. He says, "To the weak I have become as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some." Paul's saying, I became all things to all people in order to gain them for Christ. And it's the same thing from my own perspective. God has given me so much and placed me in so many different situations that I can gain perspective and gain authority over those realms in my life. That I can speak from a place of authority when I'm dealing with certain people, like when I deal with my students. God has pretty much put me in so many different situations that I can speak from a place of I've been there and I understand you and I can help you to the best of my ability. And when I can't, I know where to send you to because I know who I had to seek out. Self-care, my rule for self-care, I've been implementing this year so I don't get burned out as a teacher. I am in meditation every day. That's one thing I do. I make sure I take time to sit back and reflect. I make sure I find time for things that I like to do, and I force myself to do those things. So I make sure that I exercise. I make sure that I play the saxophone or I practice my guitar. Um, so I make sure that I make time for myself, at least daily, at least the last hour of the day, and that I'm in bed because I have to keep myself as an individual healthy first before I can help anybody else. Plans that I have towards social justice. The reason why I'm in this program in the first place is that I have some ideas and some business models that I'm getting in store in order to help my community. We, as a rural community, don't really necessarily have career training that is optional or given to our students, and I think that we also have a lack of definitely with poverty moving into the county. We have a lack of teaching on soft skills and coping mechanisms. So a friend of mine and I are planning on hopefully opening up a community center that deals with those things and deals with resume writing and all of that. Um, can't get too many details. I don't have enough time, but thank you.